much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the game where we aim for the obscure and we ignore the obvious. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hello, I'm Neil, and this is my son Charlie, and we're from Devon.
Couple number two.
I am Chris, this is my wife Eve, and we're from Glasgow.
Couple number three.
I'm Joe, and this is Will, and we're from Ross and White.
And finally, couple number four.
I'm Izzy, this is my daughter Meredith, and we're from Edinburgh.
And these are today's contestants. Wow, lovely to have you all here. What a splendid array of contestant talent there in front of me. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce. He loves the smell of knowledge in the morning. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard.
Hiya. Hey, everybody. Afternoon. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm really well.
Excellent. Edinburgh v Glasgow today.
Yeah, dress it up
nice,
how you
isn't
like,
it?
that's what it is.
Very, very nice. But also, talking about dressing up, how smart does Joe look all of a sudden?
I know!
This is like, he's like a new man.
I know, he's come back like a jazzer.
A little bit like a
Like
jazzer.
a jazzer.
Oh, yeah, like a jazzer.
Like a man who's just going to burst into
Let's imagine for one moment we are in the 1950s and say, yes, he does look like a jazzer. You're quite right. Two returning pairs. Even Chris, welcome back, got through to the head-to-head last time, and Will and Joe, well, Will and Scruffy Joe from last time, got through to round two.
Yeah.
So it should be fun. Some fun rounds today. Some nice ones.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's fun. Fun rounds. It's nice. Joyce and Richard didn't win the jackpot last time, by the way, so we're adding another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £4,250. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. You know the rules. Keep your scores low, nothing to worry about. Best of luck to all four pairs. Our first category today is famous novels. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, there we go. And our question concerns B for books. B for books, Richard.
On each board, we're going to show you the names of 7 books. We've missed out a word from each of those books, and that word begins with B. There's going to be 14 in all to have a go at home. Very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So, we are looking for the missing words, beginning with B, from these titles. We have got Blank Rudge, Charles Dickens, 1841. Blank Rock, Graham Greene, 1938. The Red Blank of Courage, Stephen Crane, 1895. The Blank of Spring, Penelope Fitzgerald, 1988. Blank Revisited, Evelyn Waugh, 1945. Of Human Blank, W. Somerset Maugham, 1915. And The Prime of Miss Jean Blank, Muriel Spark, 1961. I'm going to read those novel titles again with their missing words. Blank Rudge, Blank Rock, The Red Blank of Courage, The Blank of Spring, Blank Revisited, Of Human Blank, and The Prime of Miss Jean Blank. Charlie, good to have you here. Tell us all about yourself, Charlie.
I'm Charlie. I work in Exeter at a Lebanese restaurant where I'm supervisor and I train the staff.
I love Lebanese food.
So do I.
Oh, that's a good job.
Yeah.
Imagine working there and not liking Lebanese food. How long have you worked there?
2.5 years since it opened, yeah.
That's good. And all going well?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely.
Lots of meze?
A lot of meze, a lot of kofta, stuff like that, yeah.
Oh, do you eat there all the time?
Yeah, oh, definitely. It's all I eat.
And do you take stuff home for breakfast, maybe?
Yeah, I do. Like, it's a joke how much I eat there.
Oh,
yeah.
It is so good, Lebanese food.
Yeah.
Charlie, what are you going to go for on our board here?
I don't know any of them. So I'm going to have a guess at the Blank of Spring. Just going to guess Blossom.
It's certainly one of the things of spring, isn't it? It begins with a B. Let's find out if it's right. How many of our 100 people said Blossom of Spring? No. I'm afraid on this occasion, not the Blossom of Spring. That scores you 100 points. Sorry, Charlie.
I'm afraid not, Charlie. I'll give all the correct answers at the end of the pass.
Thank you very much indeed. Eve, welcome back.
Hello.
Remind us all about yourself, Eve.
I am a photographer for a publishing house up in Glasgow.
And you and Chris met on a photography course.
We did. We both did a photography degree straight out of school and into that, and yeah.
So that was
Made
what, 3
college.
years of 3 years of photography?
4 years.
4 years of photography. What photograph had Chris produced when you decided he was the man for you?
Do you know, we were only together in the same class for our last year of college, so we didn't know each other before then. And I asked if he would model in a shoot for me, where I gave him a black eye with makeup. I didn't have
With makeup, good.
with makeup, and yeah, that was it.
And that was it?
Yeah.
Oh, sort of, yeah, that's nice. You landed a sort of pretend blow.
Yeah.
That's good. Eve, what are the missing words from these book titles?
I only know 2. I think I'm going to go for Brideshead Revisited.
Brideshead Revisited, says Eve. Let's see how many of our 100 people went for that. Brideshead. It's absolutely right. 75 for Brideshead.
Yeah, sort of the Downton Abbey of its day, wasn't it, when it was on TV in the 80s?
Early 80s, yeah. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Joe. Do you think Joe's got a slight bulge there? Do you think he's carrying some, I don't know, is there
He can only be close protection.
Or maybe a harmonica. Joe. By the way, you're looking good, Joe.
Cheers, thank you.
Looking good. Remind us all about yourself, Joe.
So I'm a pharmacy business manager. I live in Gloucester currently, and yeah, and I like to play a lot of sport.
A lot of sport and a bit of piano. OK, Joe, what would you like to go for?
I've not got a clue about any of these.
It's good news for Charlie.
Yeah. Sorry, we're in the same game. I'm going to go for the the Red Book of Courage.
The Red Book of Courage.
Red Book of Courage.
Third in the sequence, we have the Green Book of Courage, we've had the Yellow Book of Courage, and now the Red Book of Courage. The Red Book of Courage. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people went for book. I fear not book, Joe. You're joining Charlie and Neil on 100 points there.
It's going very, very well, isn't it, so far? I have to say, just terrific literature knowledge.
Yeah. Meredith, welcome to Pointless. Here from Edinburgh.
Yes.
Tell us all about yourself.
I'm a carer. Yeah. But I have 2 children. Yeah.
And okay, here's
right.
Tell me something surprising about yourself. Something that will make me go.
I have a lot of tattoos.
What's the one you're most proud of?
The one I have for my son on my arm.
That's nice. So did you take a photo of your son, and or did you bring your son along and say, "Sit still, sit still"?
No, that would be a nightmare.
Oh, wouldn't it?
No, it's a lovely wolf I have for him.
Oh, it's for him, not of him.
Okay, no, not of him. No.
Oh, I see.
For him. For him.
For him, because he can then look at it, I suppose. Because that's nice. Yeah, lovely. Wolf in
He's
facing that way. I don't know. A wolf face on or a wolf from the side?
sort of just a tribal from the side wolf.
From the side wolf?
Yeah, from the side
Okay,
wolf.
the best kind.
I've got a tattoo on my arm to represent my kids. It's a man shoveling money into a well.
Yeah.
Now then, Meredith, what are the missing words from these book titles that start with a B? What are you going to go for? This board is all yours.
I'm going to go for the bottom one, and it's The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie.
Brodie, says Meredith. OK, did you want to go through any of the others while you're here?
No, thank you.
OK, fair enough. Let's see how many of our 100 people went for Brodie. It is The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie. 72 is what it scores you. Yeah. Not bad at all.
And one of the great Edinburgh books as well, of course, The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie. Comes to something when 72 is the best scoring around, isn't it? I thought this was quite an easy board, but well, as did 100, funnily enough. There's some fairly big scorers. Dickens.
Barnaby.
Barnaby Rudge, who scored 42. Graham Greene.
Brighton Rock.
Brighton Rock. It's one of my favourite books of all time. 50 for that. Stephen Crane.
The Red Badge.
Red Badge of Courage. Would have scored 43 now. This is a tough one. The best answer on the board. Do you know this?
It's the beginning of spring.
The beginning of spring, yeah. Well done. 5 points for that. And Somerset Maugham?
Of human bondage.
Of human bondage. It is of human bondage. I would have scored you 15 points. Different times.
Yeah.
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 That'd be a very different book these days.
I think so.
That wasn't his sort of prototype for 50 Shades of Grey.
No. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now we are halfway through the round. Time to have a look at those scores. All of them substantial, it must be said. But the best score of the past, Meredith, is yours. 72. Very well done indeed. 75 is where we find even Chris. 100, Joe and Will, and Charlie and Neil also on 100 there. So it's going to be Will and Neil. It's going to be between the pair of you to see who stays and who leaves at the end of the round. I would suggest anything could happen, though. We're going to come back down the line now. Let's see what does. Can the second players please step up to the podium? Shall we put 7 more books up on the board? They all have a missing word, and that missing word starts with a B. A Suitable Blank, Vikram Seth, 1993. Madame Blank, Gustave Flaubert, 1856-7. Blank Liar, Keith Waterhouse, 1959. The Blank Sleep, Raymond Chandler, 1939. The Blank Karamazov, Fyodor Dostoevsky, 1879-80. Waiting for the Blank J.M. Coetzee, 1980, and Blank New World, Aldous Huxley, 1932. I'll read those all again. A Suitable Blank, Madame Blank, Blank Liar, The Blank Sleep, The Blank Karamazov, Waiting for the Blank, and Blank New World. There we are. Izzy, welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome, welcome. Look at that wonderful hair.
Thank you. It's completely natural.
I know. But look how it sings out from the colours behind you there for round 1. I don't know if it's going to match round 2, but we can cross that bridge when we come.
Well, exactly, yeah.
Tell us all about yourself, Izzy.
I am a dementia support worker. I actually live in the Highlands, but from Edinburgh originally, so I kind of tend to look after people who probably don't remember an awful lot of things, but it's great fun, so...
Whereabouts are you in the Highlands?
I'm in somewhere called Newton Moor, which is slightly south of Aviemore. So I'm in that sort of Badenoch and Strathspey area is what you call it.
Lovely, lovely. Izzy,
Yes.
72 is your score at the moment.
Okie dokie.
If you can score 27, you're automatically through to the next round.
I would really like to think that. OK, I'm going to go for Brave, for the bottom one, for Brave New World by
Aldous Huxley. OK,
Yeah.
Brave New World. Here's your red line. Brave New World. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Brave. Oh. 63, taking your total up to 135.
Yes, set in the year 632 AF. AF standing for after Ford, so 632 years after Ford first mass-produced the motor car.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. OK. Will, welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to have you with us once again. Remind us all about yourself.
So I'm living in Leeds at the moment, working as a transport manager for a removals company.
How big is your removal fleet?
We've got about 7 vehicles at the Leeds depot, but there's about 10 branches within the company. So
Oh, I see. So all over the country?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's quite fun. What are your interests when...
Again, sport, do a lot of it, and music as well. Go to see a lot of live bands and gigs and things like that, so...
Very good. OK, now, Will, 34 or less is your target.
Yeah, so books, unfortunately, is not one of my interests, which I think we found out today, haven't we? But I'm going to take a bit of a punt and say The Black Sleep. It's not sheep, it's sleep.
Had you thought that said sheep?
I had thought that said sheep, yeah.
And was it literally when you supplied black that you realised...
Yep, at that very moment.
Was it because I said blank that you thought black?
Yeah, could have been. Could have been. Oh. Yeah. So you led me into that.
I did.
We all know that.
Moo ha 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 ha.
You've had me.
OK, 34 or less for the Blank Sleep, Raymond Chandler. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. There's your red line. I'm afraid not the Black Sleep. That scores you 100 points and gets you straight into the 200 club.
Although the Black Sleep is it's the name of Joe's look this season.
Thanks very much. Indeed, Chris. Chris, welcome back. Remind us all about yourself.
So I work as a retail liaison manager in Stirling.
And remind us what the retail is that you liaise within.
So it's work in a shopping centre in the town of Stirling.
So is that you basically getting people to come in and make sure all your units are full? Is that essentially
kind of part of it? I essentially work as a point of contact for the retailers, and I do a lot of data analysis for the landlords, the owners of the building as well.
That's good. Well, Chris, there you are on 75. Doesn't matter what you score here, you're through to the next round.
Thank goodness for that.
What are the missing words from these book titles?
So I'm going to go for the same one there and go for the Big Sleep.
The Big Sleep for Raymond Chandler. No red line, you're already through. How many people said big? Big is right. And that goes down to 71, takes your total up to 146.
Yeah, it was his first ever detective novel as well, The Big Sleep, still one of the most famous detective novels ever written.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now, Neil, welcome to Pointless.
Hi.
Great to have you here. Tell us all about yourself, Neil.
I'm a communications training officer for Devon and Cornwall Police. I train, amongst other things, emergency call handlers, answering the 999 calls, and how to deal with those and various other things.
How long have you done that for?
About just over 2 years now. I used to be a primary school teacher before that, so quite a change.
Quite a change. So was that your... Did you suddenly think, do you know, this thing did you know this job existed? Or did you...
I didn't. My wife got the job first.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, I always do everything she says, so I decided that I would just get the job as well. And it was nice to stay in teaching, but to change direction, so to speak.
Well, that's nice. So you both go in and teach together, do you?
We do.
As a double act?
As a double act quite often, yeah.
But that's good. Now, this is exciting. But essentially what we need from you is a correct answer. 99 or less gets you into the next round. Do you want to talk us through that board?
I think I know a few. I think the top one's A Suitable Boy, Madame Butterfly, Billy Liar. Not sure about the other two. So if I'm going to play safe with what I'm fairly sure of, I'll go A Suitable Boy.
A Suitable Boy for the Vikram Seth. Here's your red line, lovely and high. I think you'll get below that with A Suitable Boy. Let's find out. Yep. There we are, 13. Very well done indeed. The lowest score of the pass by 50 points, I might add. 113 is your total. Well done.
Yes, it ended well, that round, I'll say that. It ended well, very well played. Now, it's not Madame Butterfly.
Madame Bovary.
Madame Bovary, yep. Would have scored 34. You're quite right about Billy Liar, though. Scored 47. The Dostoevsky?
Brothers.
Brothers, yep. I would have scored 28. And do you know this last one? It's the best answer on the board.
Brilliant, good. Yeah, Waiting for the Barbarians.
No, it's Waiting for the Bus. No, Barbarians, you're quite right. And best answer up there, 2 points. Well done if you said that.
Thank you very much indeed. We are at the end of our first round. We have to say goodbye to one of our pairs, Will and Jazza Joe. I can't bear it. We have to say goodbye to you, and you all dressed up and all.
Oh, no.
It's been great having you on both shows. Thank you so much for coming to play. Will and Joe, great contestants. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it is now time for round 2. Well, congratulations on all those high scores. That was amazing. Topping out there. Some of the highest we've had for ages. Neil, very well done. Our lowest individual score. I think you scored 13 or something like that. That's very impressive. Neil and Charlie, I think largely thanks to Neil's efforts, were our lowest combined scorers as well. But listen, we've all made it to round 2, so we can draw a veil over round 1 and get excited about this, because our category for round 2 is World Geography. Can you all decide in your pairs? Who's going to go first? Who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many countries that are healthier than the United States as they could. Richard.
Yeah, in 2019, Bloomberg published a report. It's based on UN data and World Health Organization data and various other things about the healthiest countries in the world based on life expectancy, diet, all sorts of things. The U.S.A. was 35th on that list. We're looking for any 34 nations who are higher up in that list, please.
Simple as that. We're just looking for any country that is healthier than the United States of America. Neil.
I'll go Sweden.
Of course. How healthy must they be? Let's see how many of our 100 people said Sweden. Let's see if it's right. It is right. 57. 57 for Sweden.
The 6th healthiest nation in the world, the Swedes.
Doesn't surprise me.
It's not shocking, is it?
It's not shocking at all.
I don't know what that's due to.
I don't know, just Swedish mentality.
Swedish mentality,
just-
regular trips to IKEA.
Exactly. Yeah.
Other shops are available.
Eve, have you come up with an answer?
I am going to say Denmark.
Denmark. Sticking with Scandinavia. OK, let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Denmark. It's right. 57 is the only score we have at the moment, and you pass it. Down we go to 35 with Denmark. Well done, Eve.
They're planning that Copenhagen, the entire city, will be carbon neutral by 2025.
2025?
That's pretty soon, isn't it?
That's yeah. How are they getting on there?
Yeah, they're doing very well, the Danes.
Thank you very much indeed. Richard, now, Izzy.
Yes. There's a lot going around in my head, but not necessarily. I'm going to go for Portugal.
Portugal.
Yeah.
What are you thinking of, Izzy? What's the factor that's deciding it for Portugal?
I tended to want to stay away from the Scandinavian countries because they do eat a lot of fish, but then, you know,
Portugal.
I don't know. Yeah, Portuguese might very well do that as well.
Do you know, no, I'm completely with you. Let's find out. Is Portugal on that list? And if it is, how many of our 100 people said Portugal? It's right. 57 is the high score, 35 is the low. You pass both of them, 21. There we are, Izzy.
Yeah, 22nd on that list.
Thank you. We are halfway through our second round. Let's have a look at those scores. 21, Izzy, very well done. Best score of the past. Then up to 35, where we find Eve and Chris. Then up to 57, where we find Neil and Charlie. Oh, Neil, the high scorer this time. Oh, things have changed. Charlie, think laterally. See if you can find an answer on that list, but perhaps is one our 100 people couldn't think of. Good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? Meredith, we are looking for any country that is healthier than the United States.
OK. I'm going to say China.
China, OK. You're on 21. You want to be scoring 35 or less. There's your red line. Can you get below that with China? I'm sorry, Meredith. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. Scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 121.
Yeah, they're 52nd on the list, China. I mean, their healthcare is free over there, but my daughter lives over there, and genuinely the smog is extraordinary. In the cities, at the very least. So I think that's their big issue.
OK, thank you very much indeed. Now, Chris. Chris, you're on 35. 85 or less gets you into the next round.
Oh, OK. I think I will go for the Netherlands.
The Netherlands, says Chris. OK, here is your red line, nice and high. Can you get below that with the Netherlands? Let's find out. $25 takes your total up to 60.
The Netherlands are 15th on that list.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now then, Charlie. Charlie, you're on 57. 63 or less gets you into the head-to-head.
Right, I'm going to go for Poland.
Poland. OK, anything in particular that makes you think the Polish...
I've got a Polish colleague, and she always brings in these weird cream cheese health drinks.
Cream cheese health drinks.
I know.
Those are
They're
four
as bad
words
as they sound.
I have never heard in that assembly. That's amazing. Can you get me one? I'd love a cream cheese health drink. No. Wow. There you are. There's your red line. Can you get below that with Poland? Let's find out. No, I'm afraid. The clue was in cream cheese health drinks, surely. That scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 157. I'm so sorry, Charlie.
Yeah, they're 40th on the list, Poland, mainly due to the cream cheese health drink scandal of the late 90s. Now, the UK were 19th on that list. That's OK.
It's all right.
Yeah, it could be worse,
better.
though.
I suppose, yes.
We're never going to be as high as the Scandinavians and all that. They win all of these things. Happiest place, healthiest place, all that. Shall I tell you, before we look at pointless answers, I'll tell you the 5 healthiest countries in the world, shall I? I'll tell you the first few, and then I'm going to make you guess the first one. Now, 5th is Switzerland. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Even with all the chocolate and the cheese. Yeah, but they're climbing up mountains all the time.
Yes, all the time.
Yeah, chocolate cheese mountains. If you're Swiss, I apologise. I know. There's more to you than that. Although, why did you change the Toblerones? Anyway. 4th, Japan. It's very long-lived.
Yeah.
Okay, which we hear a lot of. We know their diet and all sorts of things. 3rd, Iceland. Always do well on these things. 2nd, Italy.
Yes, olive oil.
Yes, I suppose so. Yeah. You know, healthy food and what have you. And the healthiest country in the world, I was quite surprised by this.
Greece? It's in Europe, I'm going to guess. Yes. Yeah. OK. Where do we think?
Greece?
Spain?
Finland?
Someone said it. Not Finland.
Greece?
Not Greece.
Not Greece. No, it wouldn't be. Spain.
Spain. That's number 1. Yeah.
Good for them.
Thought, would you? Yeah.
Good for this. That's nice.
That's good, isn't it?
Oh, I'm pleased.
There's no pointless answers at all. But you just scored 3 for Chile, 2 for Czechia. You just scored 2 for Slovenia as well. And the best answers you could have given is 4 one-point answers. And they are Costa Rica, Cuba, healthy in the United States, Cyprus, and Estonia. Those are the best answers you could have given. France, Sweden, and Italy were the highest scorers there.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, we've all learnt a lot there, as we, of course, always do on Pointless. But that was a particularly good round. I'm afraid at the end of our second round, though, Charlie and Neil, you are the pair we have to send home with your high score of 157. But thanks so much for playing, Charlie and Neil. But for the remaining 2 pairs, it is now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Eve, Chris, Izzy and Meredith. You're now 1 step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £4,250. That's up for grabs for whoever gets through to the final, but now you have to work out who's going to get there. You play as a pair this time. First pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. What about this?
I don't know. I hope that literature doesn't come up again. That was very bad first round. Good second round, though.
Yeah.
Everyone covered themselves in glory in that second round, didn't they?
Yeah, it was interesting. You know what made Chris cross and is killing Eve?
What?
Oh, come on. I really thought that was... is that they were a golden couple last time and didn't get through to the final.
Listen, we knew it'd end up like this, didn't we? Glasgow versus Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great match. I don't know who I want to win because I love both cities equally, I would say.
I know Edinburgh a lot better.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So I work a lot in Glasgow at the moment. It's lovely, beautiful place, but I've been to Edinburgh many, many times as well. I love them both. I wish they both could win.
Well, everything to play for, not least city pride. Best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. Here is your first question, and it concerns British birds. Richard.
We're going to show you 5 pictures now of different British bird species alongside a visual clue to their name. We'll also show you the number of letters in that name. But what are these bird species?
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 bird species, and here they are. We have got A, B, C, D, and E. There we are. Even Chris, you're our low scorer, so you get to go first. OK, Eve and Chris.
I think we're going for D, rough.
OK, rough. Say Eve and Chris. Rough. Now, Izzy and Meredith. The board's all yours. Do you want to talk us through it?
No.
I think A's yellow, a yellow hammer, and that sounds really obvious. B is a rook, C is a red kite, and E, black cap. I'm not very sure. What do you want to go for, Meredith?
Well, do you want to go for
C.
C, B, C?
No, I think we'll go for C. We'll go for C, red kite.
OK, you're going to go for red kite. So we have rough, we have red kite. Eve and Chris went for rough for D. Let's see how many of our 100 people said rough. Rough is right. 28 for rough. Izzy and Meredith, meanwhile, have gone for red kite for C. Let's see how many of our 100 people said red kite. Red kite is right. 46 for red kite. Very well done, Eve and Chris. After one question, you're up 1-0.
Yeah, it's actually the best answer on the board, rough. So wins the point for Glasgow. A, you're quite right, is yellow hammer. We've scored 45. B, of course, is rook. It's the biggest scorer. 67. And you're absolutely right. I couldn't get this one for ages, but it is black cap. And would have scored you 35. So rough, best answer on the board by some way.
Thanks very much, Richard. OK, here comes your second question. Izzy and Meredith, you have to win this one to stay in the game, so good luck. Our second question today concerns shows hosted by Bob Monkhouse. Richard.
We're going to show you the names of 5 British television programmes hosted by Bob Monkhouse, but in the form of anagrams. Can you tell us what they are, please?
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 anagrams of Bob Monkhouse shows, and here they are. We have got Academic Rand, Hooted Lengths, Feast Uniformly, Cliques Betrayers, and Woe I Put. I'm going to read those all again. Academic Rand, Hooted Lengths, Feast Uniformly, Cliques Betrayers, and Woe I Put. There we are. Now, Izzy and Meredith, you go first this time.
Yeah, second one. Okay. Yeah. OK, we're going to go for clique betrayers. We're going to say celebrity squares.
Celebrity squares. Say Izzy and Meredith. Now, Eve and Chris, over to you. Do you want to talk us through that board?
No. I think we know the one. This is the one we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom one's the only one we know, Wipeout.
OK, you're going to go for Wipeout. So we have Celebrity Squares and we have Wipeout. Izzy and Meredith, Celebrity Squares. Let's see how many of our 100 people spotted that in Cliques Betrayers. Celebrity Squares is right. And that goes down. Well done to 18. Very well done. Good score there. Eve and Chris have gone for Wipeout for Woe I Put. Let's see how many of our 100 people spotted that. Wipeout is right. It's got 18 to beat. That was going to be close. And it wins the point. Look at that. Down to 11. Wow. That was a wipeout there, and very well done, Eve and Chris. That means that after only 2 questions, you're straight through to the final 2-0.
Very well played. A kind of easier anagram to unscramble, but perhaps people didn't know. And that was a Paul Daniels show originally, and Bob Monkhouse took it over. Nothing to do with total wipeout. The biggest scorer on the board is Feast Uniformly. Do you know that one?
No.
Well, if I were to say to you that if you don't know it, I would say,
Oh, Family Fortunes.
Family Fortunes, yeah.
Gosh, how funny.
31 for that. An older one here, Hooted Lengths. A very old one, in fact.
I don't know that.
It's the Golden Shot.
Ah.
Would have scored you 10 points. The best answer on the board. I don't know why you would know he presented this, but it's a very famous show in the States and over here many years ago as well. And he briefly hosted it. Candid camera.
Ah.
Yeah. Pointless answer.
good.
Very well done if you got that.
Very good. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round, Izzy and Meredith, I'm afraid it is you. It's not terrible news. It means we get to see you again next time.
Exactly.
That'll be nice.
I love
And
it.
you've played so well today, so I hope you'll play equally well then. Thanks very much for playing, Izzy and Meredith. Meanwhile, for Eve and Chris, it is time for our Pointless Final. Congratulations, Eve and Chris. You have seen off all the competition and you have won our coveted Pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our Pointless jackpot. At the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £4,250. That's an exciting jackpot there. Now, you were golden couple in the head-to-head last time, golden couple in the head-to-head this time. Now, that you can do that once and it's a fluke. Doing it twice, that shows it's not a fluke. However, your very first answer on the show today was Brideshead, which scored 75 points. I mean, did you think you were going to end up here then?
No, not when literature came up at all. Did not think we would get this far.
Well, literature, we're having done literature. I'm guessing it's not going to appear in this last round, although you never know. What would you like to see come up?
I would quite like to see, like, pop music lyrics, something like that.
That's always fun. Chris?
Film, quite general kind of film would be great. Yeah, maybe a bit of football.
OK, well, good luck. Let's see what today's list looks like. We've got skyscrapers, Eurovision lyrics, Aardman Animation's feature films, the London Marathon. It's kind of pop song lyrics.
Not ones that I know.
No, it's
I would say not Eurovision.
skyscrapers.
Skyscrapers, I don't think I'd be much help with that.
It's quite generic.
Do you want to try skyscrapers?
Let's go with skyscrapers.
Skyscrapers, please.
Skyscrapers it is. Richard?
OK, first time it's appeared on the board. We're looking for the name of any city or town in which you would find any of the 50 tallest buildings or towers in Europe, the 50 tallest buildings or towers in North America, or the 50 tallest buildings or towers in Asia and the Middle East. This is according to the Skyscraper Centre website. Any city or town where you'd find one of the 50 tallest buildings in those areas. And that is up to April 2019. Very, very best of luck.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that jackpot is for just one of your answers to be pointless. You don't have to answer all 3 categories, just focus on whichever ones you like the look of. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Okay, what are you thinking?
I can.
Europe? I'd say maybe go Europe. That's the only ones that I would
Yeah, I
perhaps
thought
know.
like some came to my head, like in Germany, like in Hamburg, quite like a lot of stuff in there.
You've been kind of Middle East. Was there any that stand out there to you, or
There was obviously Dubai and
apart from
what do you call it?
the obvious ones?
Abu Dhabi and
What about North America?
I'd go, like,
Is there any
cities or towns, like Doha maybe.
Doha?
Doha.
Right, okay.
We can go Hamburg. We'll try Hamburg.
Let's try Hamburg.
And like the Glasgow Tower. How big is the Glasgow Tower?
Not that big. And
Could be.
did it ever open?
Who knows? Middle East.
So,
America,
Doha.
Congo.
Hamburg.
10 seconds
and
left.
Do you want to try
North
and just
America.
around Portland?
Portland. Portland.
OK, that's your minute up. Let's have your 3 answers, please.
Okay, so we'll try Hamburg.
Hamburg,
Yeah, we'll try Doha.
Doha,
And for our last one, we'll try Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Hamburg, Doha, Seattle. Of those 3, which is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Maybe Doha?
Doha.
Yeah,
Doha will go last, but that last, least likely to be pointless?
Seattle?
Seattle, yeah.
Seattle. OK, and Hamburg goes in the middle. OK, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order then, and here they are. We have got Seattle, Hamburg, and Doha. 3 good answers on the board. Maybe one of those might turn out to be pointless and might win you that jackpot, £4,250. That's a nice sum of money to be taken back to Glasgow. What would you like to do with it if you won? Eve?
Well, we got married back in October and we never went on a proper honeymoon, so it'd go towards a nice big trip. Chris would really like to go to Japan. So maybe Japan with a little beach stop off somewhere for me.
That's nice. The food's very healthy there. That'd be really nice. Chris, anything you can't really add anything of your own to that because that would just sound awful.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, pretty good. OK, well, listen, very best of luck. 3 good answers and a lovely thing to spend it on if you were to win. Your first answer was Seattle. In this case, we're looking for the home of any of the 50 tallest buildings in America. You've gone for Seattle. If it's pointless, it will win you £4,250. Let's see if Seattle is right. Seattle is right. If this goes all the way down to 0, you leave here with £4,250. Down we go with Seattle to 16. That's a shame. I blame Frasier. Anyway, let's look at your next answer, Hamburg. We're now looking for anywhere that's home to the 50 tallest buildings in Europe. If Hamburg is pointless, you leave here with £4,250. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Hamburg. It's right. Seattle was right, took us all the way down to 16. Hamburg is right now, taking us down through the teens, passing 16. Single figure still going down with Hamburg. You have done it! Very well done indeed. That's brilliant. Well done, you. That's just brilliant. Well done. Superb. Oh, that's lovely. Congratulations. Hamburg was a pointless answer. And that means you take that jackpot home and it will take you off on honeymoon. £4,250. Wonderful. Well done.
Very, very impressive stuff. And literally the first thing out of your mouth, virtually, in that 60 seconds as well. Very nicely played. If we'd had to go on to Doha, there's an incorrect answer, I'm afraid. So, well done, Hamburg. Let's take a look, shall we, at the pointless answers for the tallest buildings in Europe. Where are they? They are in Hamburg, Kiev, Riga, Yerevan in Armenia was a pointless answer. Other pointless answers, you're right about Germany. There's all sorts, Dresden, Hanover, Koblenz, Nuremberg as well. And then also you could have had Tallinn, Tbilisi, Vilnius. All of those are pointless answers. Very well done if you said one. Paris and London were the biggest scorers there. North America. Well done if you said any of these. Cincinnati, Fargo, Milwaukee, Sudbury, that's in Ontario in Canada. You could have had Monterey as well. Those are the pointless answers there. And in Asia and the Middle East. Jakarta, Kuwait City, Seoul, Tashkent in Uzbekistan. You could have had Hangzhou, Ho Chi Minh City, Mecca, Nanjing as a pointless answer, Taipei, Tianjin and Zhengzhou as well. All of those are pointless answers. Very well done if you said one of those at home.
Thanks very much, Richard, and thanks once again to our winning players, Eve and Chris, who take away today's jackpot of £4,250. Very well done. Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.